Hello and welcome back to the Personal Transformation Experience podcast. Today we are talking about the shift to a different type of addiction from what was once a dopamine-seeking behavior that led people maybe to seek out substances is now, what would we call it, a digital addiction?
Yeah, it's known as the digital playground that, when I was doing some research about it. But yeah, people have shifted from, other like addictions such as drugs and alcohol. That's not to say they're not doing them, but they're more shifted now from social settings where you drink and, you're more likely to be exposed to drugs to being on your phones and being addicted to social media, which is more of an isolated behavior. So you don't need anybody around you. You don't need to seek out social engagement. Go to a bar. You can just scroll on your phone and get those hits of dopamine that you would get, that you had gotten in the past from engaging with people socially in a bar, drinking, and perhaps, being exposed and doing drugs.
So this started out as a cart path conversation, I like to call it, earlier today, and was thinking about all of the articles I've been reading lately that are talking about the steep decline in sales of alcohol and how the beer manufacturers and distributors are responding to that now with trying to get, 0% alcohol options out. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure. There's no article that talks about what's the cause of this. Also, they're saying people are smoking less, right? So all these things, and then makes you wonder, well, what were they getting from that, and what are they doing today that they're getting what they used to get from drinking, right? Because I don't think people suddenly don't need whatever it was that they were getting from that, right?
Yeah, well, I think two things are happening right now. Two things are true. One is more people are on social media and having sort of isolating behaviors because of it. The second thing is they're being more educated about drugs and alcohol and perhaps cigarettes.
Right.
So
the information, right, is
very easily accessible.
Accessed, yeah.
And you can see there's a lot of pretty horrific things you can look at to see the effects of these drugs and what alcohol can do. So I think that's absolutely, on a positive note, the information's out there and everybody's able to access it. And the other thing is, okay, so good. So I'm not going to do drugs. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to do alcohol. Even sex supposedly is down, although I don't know what the data is on that. But I know people are having less children. I'm pretty sure there's data out there that point to people having less kids overall. I mean, some families have a lot of kids.
I mean, even you go to a restaurant and you see, even if somebody has a baby, the 2-year-old's on a device, and each parent, while they're waiting for their food, is looking at their phone independently.
Yeah.
You wonder how they even have a kid at all.
Yeah. It's a little, that you do see that more often than not, unfortunately. But, the reason why we have a dopamine system is a survival system. It's ancient, right? It's old. It's like the reptilian part of our brain was created to get us to survive. There are behaviors that motivate us to survive. So, finding a partner and procreating with that person, you get a high, of course, it's pleasurable and you get a high dopamine hit. That's the behavior that our survival mechanism wants you to continue so that you continue the species. Mm-hmm. That's number one. The other one is hunting an animal and killing it. That's a huge dopamine hit. And it also helps us to survive because we need to eat.
Yep.
And the third one is, fear. I mean, you get dopamine when you successfully outrun or make sure you don't get killed by the animal or the tiger in the bush, right? So yeah, I mean,
it's everybody is seeking dopamine.
Yeah, everybody's
seeking
seeking
how they satisfy that need can show up in different ways.
But it used to be much more difficult, and so the reward center of the brain rewarded the behavior, the survival behavior, with the dopamine. Now
that's the evolutionary function of the behavior.
That's the evolutionary function of the behavior. Correct. Now we have such easy access to phones that provide that dopamine. You're sort of doom scrolling, right? You're just scrolling and scrolling, waiting for that next thing that's going to give you that hit. And that's why I hear a lot of people, I lose complete track of time. I'll start scrolling on Instagram. Next thing I know, 2 hours have gone by and I haven't fed the kids for dinner, or I didn't eat, or, people are, didn't do their homework, or didn't do what they were supposed to do, they ran out of time.
And there's so many other dangers. Not that we're going to go down all these rabbit holes, but now this is where people get all their information from, and it's typically not accurate.
Right. So you don't want to get your news and information, and if you're like doing real research, you want to find out objective data and facts. Getting it from social media is not the place to do that. Like there's, articles, research websites that you can go to that give you real research articles.
Even the search engine then is a dopamine hit, right? Well, I want to know about blah, blah, blah. And because now we have the generative AI, right? You can...
Hang on a second. Hang on. Was that supposed to happen?
Large language models.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
So you have these large language models now, right? And you can ask these very specific questions. You can get an answer immediately, right?
Yeah.
So even the research that used to take forever and be frustrating, now you can get instant gratification and get an answer to your question. It may not be the right answer.
Right.
And this is the thing about ChatGPT is that it doesn't always give you the right answer, but it gives you a quick answer. And again, the dopamine, right, we're programmed to seek this dopamine, this instant gratification. Oh my God, I got the answer in 10 seconds. I'm on to the next thing.
Right. And the thing is, you go in, when you ask AI a question, or you do a search on social media and you're looking for an answer to something, you do get it quickly, but you don't really know or you have an idea, and you might have an idea in your head of what you're looking for. So you're now trying to confirm information that you already are thinking about. So then you have this confirmation bias, right? Because, this actually exists, but you don't know that for sure. Like when I was looking this up, I had in my head, because I read certain things. I don't know if it was social media. I get articles from psychology publications a lot. So a lot of it comes from that stuff. But I had an idea in my head. I'm like, we talked about this generation, the younger generation. Is it Generation X, or I don't know what it is. Anyway.
Well, I think you have Gen Z and Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, is what
and
we're
they
talking about.
are, their behaviors are pointing towards, this digital playground and being completely engrossed in it. And, at risk of losing critical thinking skills and skills that you would get, social skills, emotional intelligence skills, more depression, more anxiety because of social media, because they're isolating themselves.
They're isolating themselves, yeah.
Yeah, and not getting that social engagement. That you don't get that hit of dopamine. I actually lost my train of thought.
Yeah, and it's not that there's anything wrong with seeking gratification, right, and seeking dopamine. And at one time, right, if you went out and you played with your friends, you got dopamine from the interaction with your friends.
I remember what I was saying.
And they say, hey, you're really good at baseball or whatever it is, right? And so you would feel good about that. But now it's about instant gratification, because we've been programmed to seek gratification.
Yes.
So in a world of better and faster, getting that gratification faster.
Yeah, everybody wants that. Yeah,
is what, and now the brain's programmed for instant gratification. Yeah. We talk about it at work, like we're trying to create, an experience where somebody can get a loan funded almost instantaneously, right? So everybody wants everything now, and that's the whole world. And I don't know where it goes 20 years from now. But what was your thought?
Yeah, my thoughts was I was going towards the idea of looking for an answer on AI, but you have to fact check that answer. Right. So I asked a very philosophical question about the way humanity, where is humanity going, and how is this new age of digital playgrounds or, our digital world technology, which way is that pointing humanity? Is it pointing humanity in a good direction or a bad direction? What's the evolution?
Who's to say what's good or bad, though?
Who's to say what's good or bad?
That's a subjective question.
It is very subjective, but I was curious to see, because I was really looking at the history of how we all, why we have this system, how it's evolved over time. I mean, you even have stories in the Bible, and historical movies were made about, the Greeks and mythology, and, they're all feasting and being gluttonous and then having orgies, this was all pleasure seeking. Humans are pleasure seeking.
Right.
So, but I had these thoughts in my head, and I was like, I didn't get confirmation of some of the ideas that I was thinking about, some of the thoughts I had about my assumptions through AI. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because there is, there's a side that says, okay, because you're connected to your phone and you're on your phone more, now your parents, everybody's so connected that the parents know what you're doing all the time.
Right.
So they're more strict and they're providing more restrictions. So the idea that, kids are not doing this as much because of the phone has to do also with the fact that parents are more aware of what their kids are doing because they're connected to their phones. So I didn't think about that, but that's 100% true. Because a lot of the parents that I know now are the ones that are really are understanding that this is a tool that they can use to track their kids and to make sure their kids are not getting in trouble. Right. So as much as now we've kind of caught up, like my generation has caught up with their own kids and realizes that as much as they're using it for this purpose, we have an opportunity here to use it to make sure they're being safe. So that was not something I got confirmed in my ideas, like about, I just thought it was all bad. Besides having the information to keep us safe, right? So the drugs and the alcohol, the lower instances of drugs and alcohol and sex with the younger generation is not just because they're on their phones.
A lot of variables.
There's a lot of different variables. There's a lot of things to look at that are good and not so good. Right. So the things that I learned was, number one, we're more well informed. Number two, parents are more likely and quicker now to track and keep their kids safe because they have a connection to them all the time, a virtual connection to them. Number three, kids are less likely to develop really good cognitive thinking skills, flexible thinking, and have a higher level of emotional intelligence and financial intelligence.
Yes. Because
their phone is distracting them. And they're also less likely to do the things that they need to do in their everyday daily lives, such as scheduling work on their calendar, making sure their place is on time, making sure that the tasks that they're completing are thoroughly completed and done well, because they're always distracted. So even their chores around their house, like I know my own kid doesn't do the dishes well. I mean, I'll have to rewash them because they're distracted by their phone.
Well, there's no reward. There's no dopamine hit from washing dishes.
Correct.
For vacuuming the house.
Right. So, and that's what we've become so accustomed to. That's the scary thing, is that they're so addicting that unless you get a dopamine hit, you don't want to do it. So there are things you have to do in life that you don't want to do, but you have to do them anyway, and you have to just accept that.
That's why probably some people's houses are a disaster and dirty.
Right, because they don't want to have to clean it.
Yeah.
They'd rather just leave it a mess. But then what is the cost? There's an opportunity cost, right? So the cost is you're living in filth, you have bugs, things smell, things go rotten, and you can get sick that way.
Well, this is the type of thing you'll bring somebody to their knees at some point, right?
Right.
Like when they're covered with diseases or bugs or whatever, they'll have a wake-up call.
Are you going to be able to make the change then? I mean, change doesn't usually happen unless the pain of not changing is worse than the pain of changing. So
there's pros and cons and positives and negatives to this. Like anything else, I think about phones as a tool, right? Tools can be useful or harmful, right? If you're a hunter, having a knife can be helpful to bring down a beast, right?
Correct.
It can also be hurtful if you stab other people with it, right? So I think there's good and bad here. And I think now this is a case where a tool, and I always love my movie metaphors, but going back to 2001, the computer was a tool. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if anybody knows about the movie anymore. It's almost 60 years old. But in this movie, this AI, this onboard computer, wants to make sure the mission's not disturbed. And while it was created to serve man, it ended up killing man, right? So it's, these
Odyssey,
things.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is this the type of thing where now people are being controlled by it? When it was meant to be a tool, like you said, it is used as a tool, right? Parents being able to track where their kids are at, being able to get information if you know how to sort through that. But the downside is this constant instant gratification that weakens the ability to move rationally through life and
right. And so the dopamine system in the brain is now way offline. And
people are being rewired and reconditioned.
Yeah. So, you have these young people with these developing brains on the phone being distracted, right? They call it the weapon of mass distraction because it absolutely is a distracting. Yes. It can be considered a weapon. I mean, but it is in fact a tool. And a tool to make your life better if you use it in that way, right? You can use the knife to hunt and fish, but you could also use it to hurt. Mm-hmm. So it depends on how you utilize that tool, yourself or others. So it depends on how you utilize that tool. It is a treat to be able to take a few minutes and look at social media. I mean, if that's what you want to do and you want to see where your post went, or you want to...
I mean, there's benefit to it, right? If you're a grandparent, your grandchild has been in a dance recital, for example, and those pictures are getting shared there. I mean, there's benefits to those things, too.
That's the connection that social media provides. It provides a connection while we're all connected globally now, and it's a beautiful thing. We're also very distracted by it. So I told, my daughter today, I was like, listen, that phone is a tool, and it's a treat to look at it, to go through TikTok and enjoy your, puppy videos and your whatever animal videos you look at and anything else you look at, right? I'm sure it's not just that, but, and then but you have to do what you have to do, right? So you have to take care of you. You have to make sure you're eating properly. You have to make sure you exercise. You have to take the time to take care of yourself. And you're not doing that by looking at your phone. So you're first and the phone is second. You're first. So one of the things when I was reading, I remember thinking about this, trying to figure out ways that would help. Like, what's one thing you can do? Just one thing you can do today, right now, to change that trajectory, to get you off your phone every 5 seconds, to stop being distracted. Take all the social media apps off your phone. Just your phone.
Yeah, I'm going to do that once you...
We all have computers. We all have laptops. Most of us have iPads. I mean, most people have more than one device.
It's too tempting. Take the temptation away.
But you're walking around with your phone. You have to have your phone, right?
Like if you knew that you couldn't keep away from chocolate, you wouldn't have 100 pounds of chocolate in your cabinet,
house, right?
And that's what we're doing with social media.
Social media, yeah. I mean, you want to go on a diet. You want to take out all the crap food in your house, and you want to fill your home with healthy food, so you make good choices. And you're not going to want to go into the store, right? So that's how we do it. We take the social media off the phone, just the apps off the phone. So if you want to check Instagram, you could do it on your iPad later when you get home. But you need your phone to check the time, to check your emails, to respond to text messages. People are, when you're trying to talk to
That was the original use, right?
Yeah.
10 years ago, 15 years
Communication,
ago.
right?
We got our kids' phones so that they were...
We knew where they
somewhere
were.
at a friend's house and needed a ride. We could communicate.
And we could communicate with them. I mean, I have, apps that I track my food on. I have apps, my workout app is on there.
Right.
So, I mean, I
like to know how many hours I slept, what my heart rate is. And
you have all these activity apps.
Tools.
So there are beneficial tools, but I'm not looking at them all day long.
Right.
Right. I wake up in the morning.
It's there when you need it.
Right.
It's
when
just
I
like
need
a hammer in the closet. When I need a hammer, I pull out of the drawer.
Pull out of the drawer.
I put it away when I'm done.
So number one is just take one thing. Take your apps off your phone. The other thing you can do, and I've read about this, I think it's been on social media as well, is to turn your phones to black and white. If they're on black and white, you're less likely to get that dopamine hit. And you're less likely to go doom scrolling and keep scrolling, because who wants to look at black and white? Nobody.
Right.
Color is more appealing.
I think it's more impactful to take the apps off, though. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
Yeah, because you could always change it back.
Right.
I mean, you could always change it back. So that's why just take it off. I mean, some people have two phones, one with their social media apps and the other one, and they leave the other one at home with the apps. So
I want to go back to something you said. I love that idea, and I hope if anybody took anything away, it's that one piece there to get the social media apps off your phone. There's just no need for it. But the other thing, we talked about weaponizing. Everyone has to realize that the phone has been weaponized against us, right? Whether it's political parties, foreign intervention, right, in our political systems has been well documented, but also from a shopping standpoint, right? And we're being barraged by influencers and telling us how to dress, how to think, what to eat.
Right.
So, this is the new tool to get, because people aren't watching television. They aren't watching commercials on television now.
No, everybody's watching YouTube.
So this phone's been weaponized to tell us how to think, how to dress, what to eat, what's popular, what's not, right? So we don't get a chance to think for ourselves. And I think at the end of the day, we have lost autonomy, right? And being able to discern for ourselves, make decisions for ourselves. And so it's also not just a tool of distraction, but it's a tool of taking away our
will.
Like, who are we without our phone?
Right. Who are we? And what's
what's our purpose?
Our will to say no. Like, we have no will anymore to choose, because we're so addicted to it. It's like the alcoholic who goes an hour without it and starts to shake and starts to have withdrawals. You can't be without your phone. People, I remember, some people just cannot be without their phones.
But that's true. And yes, it's addictive, but it also, people's phones are telling them how to think about themselves in terms of what their purpose is or what they should be doing.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot.
And I thought about it after we talked about the retreat last week, but after the retreat, and we went from Thursday, literally we put our phone away like 4 o'clock on Thursday, and we didn't look at it again until 12 o'clock on Sunday. I got to think about who I was without someone telling me who I should be.
Yeah, once you get past the first 24 hours without it, it's such a freeing thing because there's no demand set on you anymore. Right. So besides the silence, which was a beautiful thing, like you don't have to think about anything to say and you don't have to listen to what anybody has to say. So you don't have to process anything, but just having that quiet in your mind just quiets down. There's no more input. It just settles down and your whole central nervous system settles down. And it's a little unnerving at first because you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. But that's the idea. The idea is just to walk and observe, and everything seems more, your senses wake up and everything, you feel like more porous and more sensitive to the world. Like, I'm already that way. So, but I've learned to like put up barriers and try to be less porous to the world. But when you don't have a phone and you're not talking to anybody, and you don't have to listen to anybody, and you don't have to think about anything because you have a schedule,
right? You
are become more sensitive. Like, nature is louder, brighter, more colorful. The sense, your olfactory senses come alive. Your vision comes alive. Your hearing.
Yeah, and so that's the essence of
the sensations in your body. You're more aware of.
Our body and this awareness, right, that takes over. So I think the other thing I would leave people with is 100% agree, get the social media apps off the phone, but give yourself your own silent retreat. You don't have to go away to somewhere and have someone, you can do it yourself.
Right.
And we talked about this. We could say, okay, we're going to go completely silent from Friday at 6 o'clock till Saturday. So you could go 24 hours, right?
You can. I mean, it's not easy if you have children. That's not something.
If you have young children, but if you are in a committed relationship, maybe one of you can do it.
Right.
Well, the other one is got the kids, right?
But that one person must leave, really, in order to really, because kids are going to be asking you questions.
Well, if you can afford to, then you go somewhere overnight, right?
Or just take I mean.
Or a whole day. You start at 6 in the morning and end at 6 at night, even 12 hours, right? Because I'm just saying, for people that are on their phone all the time, start small.
Yeah.
Maybe you just take 1 hour.
Yeah.
And you leave your phone inside the house and you go out and sit on a stone by a pond for an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Start small.
There.
Right. So, if you're a family, if you're a parent, especially a mom, and you want to take this, you think that this sounds like a great idea, I would suggest you take time for yourself. If you have a partner, another caregiver in your home to help you, have them stay home with the children and take a half hour, an hour. Go for a walk. Keep your phones away. Don't bring your phone with you.
Right.
Have a watch. You can have a watch if somebody tries to contact you. And if you have to bring a phone, put it in your pocket, but turn it off.
I hope you're able to leave the house for half an hour if you have someone else at home with the kids.
Not everybody can.
Good Lord.
Not everybody can. But I'm just saying, if it's possible, start small, or like try to get up before the rest of the family does and give yourself that quiet time in the morning. To just have quiet time.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do, but do it in silence and do it mindfully. And it will make a difference for you. You'll be much more, it's not like you have to sit and meditate, but just be quiet. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at a screen. Don't look at anything, but just move through your morning, make your coffee and just be quiet.
I experienced that calm this morning when I decided to change my routine. Because usually I sit in the house and look at news and eat. today, because the humidity was down, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I went out just as the sun was coming up, and I sat outside, and I was eating and drinking my coffee outside, and I heard the birds, I heard other sounds, and I was just open to that experience, and I wasn't distracted by the phone in that moment. So it was just something I'm like, I want to keep doing this. Now, there's the dopamine. It felt good. I sat outside, the cool breeze.
So now
the
you're
birds.
motivated.
I enjoyed that. I want to do that again tomorrow because I got something from it.
Yeah.
And that was, but it was making a decision to try something new and push myself. I didn't really push myself. It just, you know what? It looks beautiful out. It's not humid.
You're not. It's just making a choice of leaving your phone upstairs
conscious,
and coming downstairs.
Right.
Yeah, being consciously aware that this is what you're doing on purpose. Being intentional.
I don't even need to look at my phone at all in the morning. The more I think about it, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't need to check anything.
Nope. No, you go. You know what your schedule is. I mean, I
can get ready for work, and then before I go out the door, just check email. But who's emailing me overnight that I need to look at?
Right.
Who?
Nothing. Nobody.
Target?
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing there. There's nothing to look at.
No, nobody important in my life would be emailing me overnight, at work or home.
No, you can take 30 minutes, an hour in the morning without looking at your phone. Nothing's going to change.
If I get to the office at 8 o'clock,
you're not going to miss anything.
No.
You're not going to miss out on anything.
What's that fear of missing everybody? I got to check. I got to
FOMO.
get up. I got to get up as soon as I get up and see who might have emailed me overnight.
Yeah,
What?
people have this. It's called
Who?
FOMO. They actually have an acronym.
They shouldn't be on their phone at 1 a.m. either, right? So anyway, this has been very eye-opening for me.
Yeah, me too.
Glad we had this conversation. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
No, that was it.
All right, it's good. Hopefully you got benefit from this. If you did, hit the like button. Please subscribe. Share the video with others if you can. Visit our Instagram page at Personal Transformation EXP. We don't do this for any other reason but to share what we've learned, build confidence on our own here by speaking.
And transform our lives for the best.
And keep working to be the best people that we can be each day. So thank you for watching. Have a great week.